Hello and welcome to Box Office Receipts for the weekend of September 6, 2019. I'm your host Tyler Callahan and welcome to the first weekend of the fall. We got the weekend top 5, international updates, and what is coming out this weekend. Let's start off with the weekend top 5. In first place is Shock, It Chapter 2 with $91 million. In second place is Angel Has Fallen with $5.9 million for a total of $53.4 million. In third place is Good Boys with $5.4 million for a total of $66.9 million. Fourth place is The Lion King with $4.3 million for a total of $529.2 million. Lastly, in fifth place is Hobbs & Shaw with $3.8 million, with a total now of $164.3 million. So for the top 5, I got the order of all 5 correct, but with only one new release that was easy to do. Now for It, I was thinking it would do closer to $110 million, but it came in on the lower side with $91 million. This is a big drop from the opening weekend of the first movie, which came in at a shocking $123 million. I believe there are a few reasons for this overall. First, that the movie is not being as well received as the first one. Not that it's bad, but the first was shockingly good and was a must-see. Here, it's not. To add to that, the movie is also almost 3 hours long. When put together, you have a movie that is not as good as the first, and longer as well. That will dissuade people from going out and seeing it opening weekend. Now, while that sounds bad, this is still a big hit for Warner Brothers. A hit they needed. This is their biggest opening for the year, toppling disappointments like Godzilla, Detective Pikachu, and Shazam. Also, the budget for this movie was around $80 million, so in the end, Warner Brothers will make a profit off of this. Now let's head over to some international updates. It Chapter 2 made $94 million internationally for a worldwide opening weekend of $190 million. Hobbs & Shaw is now at $556 million internationally for a worldwide total of $721 million. It is now starting to slow down, but it should finish between $750 and $800 million worldwide, which makes it a solid hit for Universal and shows that Fast and Furious spin-offs can work. Good Boys is at $15 million internationally for a worldwide total of $85 million. Off a budget of $20 million, again here Universal's got a surprise small hit, especially since the gross is domestic heavy. I want to say congrats to the Angry Birds 2 for finally passing $100 million worldwide and is now at $104 million. This turned out to be another disappointment for Sony, even worse than Men in Black International. Besides Spider-Man, they've kind of had disappointments for most of the year. Maybe they should reconsider, and hopefully them and Disney can get a deal with Spider-Man, because it seems like they will need it. But what is coming out this weekend? Well, we got 2 movies. First, we got another from Warner Brothers called The Goldfinch, and from STX is Hustlers. From what I've seen here so far is that The Goldfinch is going to bomb due to a lack of promotion and the movie not being clear about what it is. Yeah, it's got a good cast, but that won't be enough to carry it here. Hustlers, though, on the other hand, looks to possibly break out and challenge It. It's gotten great reviews and a great reception from the most recent film festivals. Now, right now, tracking is between 30 to 40 million, so the question is, does It drop hard enough for Hustlers to beat it? Well, if we go back to the previous It, the second weekend drop was 51%. If we price that into It Chapter 2, well, it ends up around 45 million for a second weekend. So, I'm gonna say no. I think it'll stay in first place. Personally, I think Hustlers will do between 30 to 35 million, which is great for the movie. But even if it drops a bit harder to say 38, 40 million, it still won't be enough to pass it. So my prediction for the weekend top 5 is in first place, It Chapter 2, second place, Hustlers, third place, The Goldfinch, fourth place, Angel Has Fallen, and lastly in fifth place, Good Boys. Now I have The Goldfinch at number 3, but I expect between $5 to $10 million for its opening weekend, so yes, it will be another bomb for Warner Brothers. And that is it for this week's episode of Box Office Receipts. Do you think Hustlers will beat It for first place? Let me know on Instagram at Tyler Callahan Media. Thanks for listening, and see you next week.